James was obviously talking nonsense, but there's no getting around the fact that these three cars take automotive science to a new level. They use the latest green technology to squeeze as much speed as possible from every molecule of fuel. As a result, they're all capable of blasting way past 200 miles an hour whilst producing fewer harmful emissions than a family saloon. What we have here then are three incredible machines which at a stroke have made the traditional supercar look wooden and old-fashioned. Welcome everyone to the hypercar holy trinity.
Oh, it's not gonna make me fucking drive.
He's a liar and a cheat.
Oh shit. Brilliant. Oh, I can't see shit. Oh, wow. Come on, bubbles.
I say that's really good.
I don't know. Finally, a decent drift. How James may want to miss Mr. Slowly. Oh shit. Oh shit, give me something. What? Right near the fucking end as well, it's back fucking last. Do that again. Oh, final lap. Okay, maybe not. Oh, more horsepower from coming out. 93. Let's get the shit out.
Very exciting.
Holy moly. Have I missed that now? Oh shit. Look, you can't go on the dirt in this game, I thought. Oh shit. You can just watch me. Oh shit. Fuck this.
Look at that for a tiny line.
Callahan. Yeah, boy. Up the boys. Get the wins.
We could have played out there all day, but before we ended up in a £3 million crash, we decided to start the tests to see which of the cars was best. I came up with the first one, mainly to annoy gatecrasher May. Let's make the first test a drag race using electrical power only.
Good idea. No, it isn't a good idea.
Why not?
Because you can't drive the Ferrari on electrical power only.
No!
No, but of course you can't, because it's a curse system like a Formula One car. It's got a V12 engine and an electric motor, but they're all integrated. They work together all of the time. You can't separate them.
You should have thought about that, shouldn't you? With James reduced to the role of onlooker, we lined up the P1 and the 918 on the start line. But then, instead of revving the petrol engines, we shut them down.
God, I'm getting angry. Come on. Yeah, boy. Oh, I was in second. Oh, no, I won.
Who won that? It was me, wasn't it?
But it's not important, though, is it?
Is it not?
No, it's just not relevant.
Right, right. In a drag race, it's irrelevant which car gets there first.
Yeah, yours is the better milk float.
Back in the pits, Hammond had an idea for the next test.
We've got to drive to the hotel, yeah? Haven't we? It's about an hour away, and it gives us a chance to see what they're like on the road.
That's a good point.
Real world.
That is a good point.
I can't do that. I can't drive the Ferrari on the road.
Why?
Well, it's not registered.
It is, got number plates.
No, that's just pretend number plates. If they register it, it becomes second-hand and they have to pay the tax. That's why it came in a lorry.
So you can't drive it on the road either?
Nobody can drive it. It's not road legal.
Oh, no.
Mate, that's...
Oh, that's such a shame.
It's an hour of...
Oh, sorry, James. That's really a rotten bit of luck, because you've come a long way from Italy. Soon, Richard and I were enjoying the world's best ever commute.
Oh, brilliant. What's it wrong? Stay ahead of each other. Oh, he just smashed me. Oh my god, this car's horrific to drive. But you know when on the Grand Tour when Jeremy did that, Jeremy, Hammond and May did that, they had them electrical cars like the McLaren P1, the Porsche and the Ferrari, and you couldn't drive the Ferrari on the road, you could only drive it in the track. You came in a lorry. I'm driving that Porsche. This is basically the episodes, but you get to do the driving in it. It's pretty sick. And I can't catch this cunt. I can't fucking drive. Wow, the steering on this is horrific. Turn the fucking wheel, mate. Ah, fuck this.
Right now. Give me everything you've got. Oh my god.
330 metres. What is going on? Doing my head in. Brilliant.
Oh, bloody hell.
You're all right. You're all right in Italian.
It's alright, buddy. It's just the TV now.
Oh, God.
James, sorry to have to say this, but that Ferrari is useless.
Yes. Later on in part 2, when these two have stopped dreaming up idiotic and irrelevant tests that it can't take part in, we shall see.
We've got to tell everyone about our track. Yes, we have one. This is the sort of
Yeah,
place
Premier
where
League,
you can
Tuesday, Wednesday.
drive cars at speeds that you can do on the road, but only if you want to go to prison afterwards.
Cardiff.
38 miles an hour.
Well, 39, maybe even 40 from time to time. Now, we were hoping that we could bring it round the world with us, like the tent, but unfortunately it's too heavy. And as you're about to see, too bitey. This is it. It's not a race circuit. It's not an airfield. It's not a road. What it is brilliant and fast and extremely dangerous. It even looks dangerous on a map, because as you can see, it's the exact same shape as the Ebola virus. Right, time now to show you what a lap
What's
looks
he
like.
done?
And to do that, we've got a bit of a performance benchmark, a Ferrari 488. Take it away. Take it away.
Oh wow, now I've got to fucking drive a Ferrari on a fucking
First
bowler
up,
drum.
it's the isn't straight, so called because it isn't straight.
Right, if there's damage on this, I'll rip all the cars off.
After the second
surprised?
right on the isn't straight, we're into your name here corner. If you make a mistake, there's no runoff area, it's just woods. We've called this section Old Lady's House because it's right next to a house where an old lady lives. So, trees, animals, a house, electricity.
How fucking dare you? Do you know who I am? No, no. Makes no difference to who you are. But I am a celebrity.
And because it's in England, usually quite a lot of moisture in the air. It really is the most dangerous track anywhere in the world.
Alright, okay. An officer's
The car I've selected for my first lap of the Ebola drome is this. The BMW M2.
You're the one making the scene. I went,
This isn't as fast in a straight line as an M3, but everywhere else it is better.
And then she complained.
It feels less heavy, less cumbersome.
No, so she didn't really have a like. Well, you didn't speak to her like shit, so.
They got back
And
onto the
yeah, and you
isn't.
got it on camera anyway if you did. Well, proof that you didn't.
Horsepower from the turbocharged 3-litre straight six.
How'd you whip it on, do you? Yeah, they did. Yeah, what did you really want to say? A lying cunt. Get fucked. That is your first word. Did you?
Was designed to trip cars up. There are fast corners, slow corners, drifty corners, and bumps. It's hard on the tyres, it's hard on the
Morning,
brakes,
Fraser.
it's hard on the engine. It's point and squirt and bark and yelp. It is vicious. But there is nothing here which has flummoxed the M2. This thing is an absolute masterpiece. Like I said, it is the best M car BMW's ever made.
High praise.
You may think it's mad to suggest the cheapest M car is the best. But look at it this way. This track is a lot cheaper than Silverstone. And I know which one I'd rather drive round.
beautiful girl, Eric. Beautiful.
Let me get
Can't
this right. At our track,
Yeah.
there's trees, animals, moisture, electricity, a house, and an unexploded bomb.
Yeah. Like I said, it's the most dangerous track in the world. Honestly, it makes Imola look like a duvet.
Yeah.
It really, honestly, does. It
Anyway,
does.
all the cars that we test at the Ebola-drome will do a timed lap. And to make sure it's a complete...
Oh, crap.
level playing field, they will all be driven by the same racing driver. It gave us some thought.
How clever is that? Now, thing is, Amazon, okay, insisted that the racing driver in question should be from this side of the pond. So we went to something called NASCAR, and we found one, and we shipped him to England, and then we introduced him to the complicated procedure which involves turning right. He's called Mike Skinner, but we know him simply as the American. Right, there he is, looking utterly bewildered.
You didn't stretch. You need salt. Oh crap, I'm watching. You can have a bit of salt. You can have a bit of salt to stop cramp. Otherwise you're going to struggle. That's different, Fraser. That doesn't stop cramp. You need a roller, Fraser. Roll them muscles out. Have a stretch off after. Have a good fucking 20 minutes stretching afterwards. And warm down. She can drift. What are you supposed to be doing here? Beating the Americans? Oh, I am a fast American. Oh, I'm going to do that, aren't I? What, at the college? College, Pure Gym. Oh, do you go to the police gym? No, I'm with you. I wish I could fucking do that. Yeah, only at headquarters, though, nowhere else. And it's shit as well. So I'm going to DW Fitness first. They've got a sauna and a pool and a jacuzzi. It's fucking shit hot. I get it for 25 quid a month on that student thing. And I get that thingamabob. Oh, buddy. You sleepy little dog. Ain't you? You can be all excited when Mum picks you up later.
Wow! I think it's the best M car they've ever made.
Jodie's picking him up because she's off tomorrow on Wednesday, so she's going to have him so he's not on his own all day.
It's definitely the one you should have.
It saves.
One that's slower than all the other
Yeah,
M cars.
he's alright though.
It's quicker than a Civic.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but when he's on carpet, he never pees on the mat.
He lined them all up and said, I'd like the fastest.
He always fucking misses, or he just pisses on the carpet and fucking scrub it.
Stop saying things. I don't care what. Have you driven one? You know what? It's a fabulous case. You've driven one. It's a brilliant car. It really, honestly is.
This week we are trying to find out which of the new breed of hybrid hypercars is the best.
Yes, on day one at the track in Portugal, we established that the McLaren P1 is a mentalist, that the Porsche 918 is very good milk float, and that the Ferrari can do nothing at all.
Some of that is true, but now, day two.
We began by lining up the
Crap, I did it again.
three most exciting cars on the planet for the drag race of all drag races.
I want to go in. Oh, right, let me choose. Oh.
Naturally, this meant engaging launch control, which in the McLaren takes about a fortnight. I have to have the drivetrain in track mode, the aero package in sport mode so that the rear end squats when I set off and gives me more traction. I have to have the DRS button pressed with my thumb to keep the rear wing open, which reduces drag, obviously.
Launch control in the Porsche, left foot on the brake, hard, right foot on the throttle, hard, light goes green, left foot off brake, pting!
Launch button press for 2 seconds, left foot on brake, right foot on throttle.
Press launch control, mash the throttle, within 4 seconds, release the brake.
3 seconds later, I have full boost and I have to set off then within 3 seconds or the entire system disengages.
I'm going to get this wrong, just so you know. I've got a lot to do in here.
Fucking forward.
3, 2, 1.
Oh crap. That's still a fucking bit though. Yeah, boy. Smash
When
it.
that sorted, it was time to bring in a racing driver to see which of our cars could do the fastest lap. Our resident American said he wasn't interested because all 3 cars are probably communist. So instead, we went for a Belgian chap
Oh,
who's done Formula 1 and Formula E, Jerome D'Ambrosio. Jerome took the cars out to get a sense of how they handled. And when he'd finished, we were interested to hear his professional opinion.
La McLaren, une voiture, je pense peut-être la plus difficile à piloter. Très facile de faire une erreur, c'est vraiment une voiture de grand garçon, il faut faire attention et donc pas facile de faire un tour. Je pense qu'elle est un peu moins efficace.
At this point, word reached us that Jeremy was taking liberties with the subtitling machine.
Donc c'est...
So we moved on to the big event, the timed laps. Once the mechanics had finished their preparations, the 3 speed traps were activated. And the Ferrari took its place on the start line.
Uh-oh.
Look how good it looks there.
Ferrari meet Ford. Ford meet Ferrari. Fuck that one up. Boom.
Thank you very much, James. You want to go
Proper
get
boy.
tea?
Well, we've warmed the track. Next, it was the turn of the Porsche 918.
How much faster will it go because of the strikes, do you think?
Shut up, Fred. I've just won then. I checked my stats. Everything had changed back to default. Everything.
Bang.
Flag check.
Is that the one you won on penalty? I don't know where the fucking shot is. Brilliant. He's getting mouthy, Professor. Is he? And when he poops.
Finally, it was the turn of the psycho killer, the trickiest, the edgiest of the three. But I was so confident it'd win, I was prepared to take a massive gamble. If the McLaren isn't the fastest,
Und Schmockens.
you two can knock my house down.
What?
Knock it down.
What, your house?
Yeah, and I mean that. That's how confident I am that that will be the fastest.
That's a you know we will do that.
Yeah.
It's a serious bet.
Yeah.
Fine.
If that's not the fastest, we can knock your house down.
Yep. You know where it is. You both need it.
I'd love to knock it down.
Here we go. A lot riding on this.
Put the shaved ape back in the zoo. What's up, buddy? Whoops. Oh, no, that's the wall. It's on the fucking road. Oh, like a fucking boss. Uh-oh. Whoa!
With that, back to the tent. Thank you so much. Now, I want to make it absolutely plain, because I know this matters to anoraks. All three cars were running on exactly the same sort of tyres.
Yes, same tyres, same track, same driver. So the times are down to the cars.
Yep, and now it is time to reveal those times. And let me just make it absolutely clear. We don't know what they are. The producers have kept them from us. They're top secret. So let's put the scoreboard up and let's begin with the Ferrari, I believe. Let's see what it did it in, please. 154.4. We don't know if that's any good, do we? But,
well, let's move on and do the Porsche next. Let's have a look. What did the Porsche
Your
do?
little face. I want you to put your head on that table.
You said it would mince the Porsche, and it didn't mince it. It was slower than the Porsche. I told you, it's just a melon ball. It's slower than my car, which was faster than your car.
Yeah, it points to a second and it looks better.
Yeah, it did. In my mirror, where it belongs. It's a melon ball and it lost.
Hammond,
What?
calm down. Because now we must bring up the time that really matters. The one where a lot's at stake. The McLaren.
I've got 8 watchers watching this.
No. No.
Little bit.
No, I'm not nervous.
Why be nervous? Because you could get like a shopping trolley and keep all your things in it. Make some new friends under a bridge somewhere.
Hammond.
I'd say sell your body. Don't do that.
Be quiet. Let's bring up the time of the P1. Here we go.
Oh, God.
Where is it?
You get your house knocked down.
Because you said the fastest, but it's not the fastest, it's the slowest.
Yeah. And on that terrible disappointment, I'm afraid it's time to end. Thank you all very much for coming. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week in Johannesburg. Goodbye!
No, that was dog track. That was well hard. Okay, what's it doing now? Oh. Oh, that's season 1 over.
Are we ready, gentlemen?
Honestly, I don't know.
Right. Nip in the toilet.
Is that the size of the drop or what's happened to it?
You're looking at magnificence.
Help! This is bad! James says we've got to stop for fuel.
I hate you!
He doesn't like it. Bloody Nora.
Maybe leaking slightly.
What a moron.
You sank my limousine! I've lost one of my nose tampons!
This is not a particularly cultural thing to do.
I don't like the smell of tyre smoke in the evening. Oi! Get back in!
James! It's falling!
Play with your toy.
Sideways in living!
Start. Do 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 do. There you go, buddy. Chew on that. Why is this so quiet?
everyone, and welcome. Welcome to our permanent new home here in the green heart of England land. Oh, yeah.
Can I just say, it's not so much green as inconvenient.
Why is it inconvenient?
Well, Jeremy, how would you like to tell the ladies and gentlemen why you decided to put our tent precisely here?
Ah, it is exactly here because this spot is exactly halfway between May's house and Hammond's house. So there is no squabbling over who had the longest commute.
Yes, but your house is just over there. I could see it. Just there.
I haven't got a house. You may remember you blew it up.
Oh, all right, your backup house.
Yeah, your spare house is just there.
Let's not get bogged down with whose house is the nearest.
It's yours. Definitely yours. Is that your cat?
The point is...
Oh, hang on, Jezza, you've got a parcel.
Good boy. Yeah, you little belly.
No, I can tell there's an man putting one of those I can't be asked to ring the doorbell cards through the letterbox.
The tent is located here, yes, but this is still very much the Grand Tour. The globe is still our playground, as you will see from this short clip of what's coming up over the next 11 weeks.
Kim Hong.
Okay, it's time now, and nobody's ever said this on a car show before. Save the world.
Morning, shoppers.
Oh, my giddy aunt. Holy shit.
Here they come.
Oh, here we go again.
Get out of the way, get out of the way, I'm in a race.
Extending fuel nozzle.
We are pumping gas!
Have we got to drive up there?
Fire service is now available in your area.
Charge!
I'm better than him.
Hello.
You're gonna have to work a bit harder, Jaguar!
We've been busy. We have been very busy. Anyway, that is all to come. This, however, is now, and we have an important job to do, an important question to answer. Which is better, the past, the present, or the future? By which I mean, which is better, petrol power, hybrid power, or electrical power?
Now, to do this, we are going to use the Lamborghini Aventador S, which has a petrol engine and is therefore from the pages of ancient history. And that will be driven by our resident Neanderthal. Representing the present day, we have the Honda NSX, which is a modern hybrid, and that obviously will be driven by somebody crisp and contemporary. Me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I shall be driving something from the future, an all-electric supercar from Croatia.
I don't know how that ends.
Yeah. Yeah. And while we're on... And while we are on the subject of me, I decided to take charge of where we would do this test. I'm tired of these two picking places that I don't like or understand, which is why this week the Grand Tour is off to Switzerland. Well, here it is, the Rimac Concept 1. The world's first electric supercar. Go, go, go! Oh my god.
What?
Gotta keep the pressure on.
Oh my god, this is rapid. Long way crash. Wow. The ball in the net, Fraggle. Can't control it. Can't control this car. No wonder he fucking crashed it. Oh my god, I'm bouncing all the fucking way there. Uh-oh. Stop it, you fucking piece of shit.
Yes, it was until they turned up. Listen to that.
Look, everything was better in the past. Christopher Wren was a better architect than those numpties you see on Grand Designs. Bob Seger could belt out a better tune than Justin Bieber. And this Lamborghini is better than Hammond's Lady Shaver. It just is, in every way.
Oh, for fuck's sake, wasn't watching again. Stop.
It is quite scary through here. For heaven's sake, I beg you, drive fast. Drive carefully.
Oh my god. Right, where's all this shit that he's pulling off this fucking tennis ball? If he's eating it, I'm gonna fucking slap him. I'm not gonna slap him, really.
And everything in the world now is better than it's going to be in another minute because we don't know what that is.
Oh, he can't even pull it off, it's not hard enough. There you go, mate.
Humankind can only live
I'm not
in
gonna
the
slap
present,
him at
and
all.
that's why you need a Honda NSX, okay?
For fuck's sake, I wasn't watching again. This is texting me. Oh shit. Oh shit. horn on it. Oh my god, stop bouncing.
The NSF is by far the
Ha ha ha,
cleverest of the
scared
three
you little
cars here
doggy. Didn't I?
because of its
Scared you
dual
little
powertrain.
pooch.
It has the dependability, the availability of fossil fuels, and the magic and helpfulness
Hello?
of
Hello?
electricity.
Oh, you're right.
It's a hybrid, and it really is rather brilliant.
They probably think this is some sort of Eastern European electric milk float in a supercar suit. Well, they're wrong. Very wrong. Go! Oh, God.
What have I done now?
Come on, this is it! Oh my God!
I know the Rimac is very pretty, I can see that. And I know it's very fast. But I also know it can't do this. I know it looks like the three of us are just clowning around in some supercars on a lovely, lovely day on a beautiful bit of road. But this is important work. It is. It is. I didn't get that.
Yeah, I don't know why more. Oh, here we go, here we go. Oh, God. What's this in here? Oh, my God.
And to prove its important work, we decided to pull over and start acting like important car journalists.
You may mock the idea of a Croatian supercar, but Rimac is already working with Koenigsegg and Aston Martin on their battery tech. It's a serious company, so serious that they make nearly every bit of this car themselves. Sat-nav, switchgear, headlamps, all in-house.
Apart from the leather, if you go for that, which is Bulgarian.
Oh, I love Bulgarian leather.
It's my favourite. But anyway, the reason I like the Aventador most is because it defines the supercar. It wasn't designed to do 1 billion round Brands Hatch. It was designed to do 9 on Knightsbridge. It was designed to make people go, wow, and it does. If you want to go fast, buy a Ferrari.
Or a Rimac.
And that's for shaving your legs, if you're a lady.
I love the Lamborghini as well, the styling especially, it's fantastic, but you know that the sort of time and thought that Lamborghini put into that, Honda put into things that they thought were important, like making a new type of steel section for that pillar so it can be smaller, so you can see out better, 10 radiators to cool the drivetrain, and lots of other stuff that make modern technology simple to use.
I just don't like it.
Well, how is that relevant? I'm talking about it, and I like it. So
I
you're wrong.
I wanted to like it, but I don't.
You're redundant.
I didn't like. I really wanted to like it. I've been 10 years looking forward to it. I wanted to like it. I got in it. I didn't like it.
But it doesn't matter because I do.
You are
No,
wrong.
I'm not wrong. I do.
Eventually, we stopped arguing and set off. Sadly, however, things took a turn for the worse when we arrived at the hotel that Hammond had booked.
What?
Hammond, what is a wellness retreat?
One of these.
More specifically, hang on, it said Swiss Natural Detox.
Yes.
What is that?
It's handy for where we need to be.
Can we get a drink here?
No.
Are you serious?
Yes?
Do you realise that could result in your death?
Could.
Yes.
Sorry. Will? What are you thinking of? Why?
What? It's convenient, it's near many things
Well,
I
it's
want
the
to be
only
near.
hotel.
Do they do colonic here?
Yes?
Would you like to know what colonic feels like?
The new electric version.
Do they
It's very
really do
modern.
colonic here?
You might feel better for it.
I won't feel better
You'll
for
thank
it.
me for it in a bit.
Would you like a glass of water, James, and some kale?
Oh, yes, that's what I always have for supper.
Over dinner that night, the mood was dark. How long are we here for?
4 days.
4 days?
I've got a lot
Hello?
of things planned.
Yeah, but we're going to starve to death, Hammer.
No, you won't. Listen, what this is tough love. Well, not love.
Hi, Billy.
But it's what you need. It's tougher hate than usual.
What
is
are you
I'm
doing to
giving
poor
you.
little Dragonite here?
I'm taking you in
Tune
hand
his
and
little
for
antlers
both
off.
of your sakes,
Urgh.
turning you around, turning over a new leaf.
Urgh.
I actually think James is looking better already. Look at him. What a healthy guy.
He isn't looking better, he's looking angry.
You're going to look a lot worse in a minute. I can guarantee that.
Look at that.
You can't eat that.
Our first outing
Music
was
plays,
to
I've turned
a
the music
museum
off, mate.
in the nearby city of Lucerne.
Oh, I want to play Jetta. The Lamborghini. Scratch my nose. Yeah. 16 PS. What? Signal lost. Oh, missed it. Oh. Get my ass off. Can't fly.
Very, very quickly here.
Shit. Holy shit, music. Oh, crash. No, no music. Yeah, boy.
Dinner, the mood was even darker. And the following day, it didn't improve, because Hammond made us go on exactly the same route as he had the day before. And after Hammond had plugged his car into the same charging point, we went off to look at that day's underwhelming attraction, the Museum of Chess.
Boom! I win!
He doesn't even know how to play, does he? And then the penny dropped.
Hammond, what are we doing tomorrow?
Buddy.
Going to a pencil museum.
Oi.
Is the pencil
Little bastard.
museum in the
Buddy.
same town as this museum?
No.
Yes.
Do you keep bringing us to this town because it's the
Let
only
me see your
one
penis.
within 100 miles of
Yes,
our
got
wellness
penis.
centre where there is a fast charging point for your car?
Yes.
Yes.
So, that night, after another plate of weeds, James and I sacked Hammond as team leader and came up with our own schedule. Right, we found an airfield, and now we're going to have a drag race, which is a lot more interesting than going to a museum.
Righto.
I like museums. I mean,
I'm
it's
gonna
driving.
Track, check, traction, yes.
I've put it in launch, which sets the rear two engines in the first of their two gears. The front two engines only have one gear. I do not know how that works. Why doesn't the car stretch or overtake itself?
The simple fact of the matter is that because this car has no electrical gubbins, it is, despite appearances, the lightest car here. And it has 730 horsepower. So allow me, please, to demonstrate that you can't beat old-time rock and roll. Thrust mode.
3, 2, 1. We're off.
It's in a fucking bit, mate. Yeah, boy. Smashed it.
That Rimac just off.
That Rimac just fucks off.
I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything move as quickly as that. Not with number plates. Annoyed that my dinosaur had been humiliated, I decided to show Hammond that it still has enough power to kickstart a dying star.
Oh, what?
Yes! That's what Lamborghinis are all about.
Lambo. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Fucking fence. Fucking, why on earth do fucking drifting?
Sitrep, the entire tyre has been consumed by the heart of the monster.
It has.
Do you know the thing was? The tyre pressure warning light came on.
What could that have meant?
Well, it meant that on this, it was specifically telling me that there was a problem with this tyre. So I ignored it.
Yes. It's a good job you're not an airline pilot.
Yes. However, we'll get it fixed, and then, actually, we got to find a track. And then I will be able to thrash you. What do you know?
You won't find a track in Switzerland, will you? Because motor racing is banned.
What do you mean bad?
No, it is. 1955, there was an accident in France at Le Mans. The Swiss banned motorsport. It's still banned today.
We can think of something else. Something that requires 4 tyres.
Oh, God, I tell you what, though, it does mean another night in his hotel.
And you're going to drive there on a space saver.
No, I know something we can do.
What?
There's plenty to occupy us at the hotel.
Well,
Come
not supper. That
It may take a while, because I'm going to go to the bicycle.
Birdie. Birdie. Where's Philip? Hi, Philip.
Oh, Jesus!
Good old dude.
The thing that they banned was that because in the famous Le Mans crash, cars
You're
crashed
a
into
cunt,
each other.
one.
That can't happen in a hill climb. So would they allow stuff against the clock?
I don't know, because I've got a tube up my arse.
Come on, think, Clarkson.
I think you can do hill climbing in Switzerland, but I don't know for sure, because I've got a tube up my arse.
Right. Okay, but that's a start. Let's see if we can find out. Out! Ah!
After a bit of digging around, James discovered there was a Swiss hill climb event on that weekend. And it was only 200 miles.
Okay, Fraser Glenn.
Bitch.
Bye, little whore.
Which is fine, for some of us.
Bye.
At this speed, 6 of my 12 cylinders are shut down. They're not using any fuel at all, so I could probably do 400 miles on the fuel I have. Just check on James. James, are you able to make the hill climb event 200 miles away?
Let me just have a look. Yes, I am.
Well, how do you know without fuel gauge?
I can't be bothered.
It's not straight, is it? Admit it.
Happy piling the motorway miles on your precious cars, are you? Good.
Why is there somebody talking to us from a van, James?
It's a lorry.
Hey, Hammond, I don't know where you are, but there's a really remarkable-looking futuristic car on the back of a truck. Must just be a mock-up, I suppose, otherwise it would be being driven.
Yeah, you pile the miles on, enjoy yourself.
After leaving the van driver far behind, James and I arrived at what's almost certainly the most beautiful hill climb event in the world.
In the world. Rapid honking.
All good for you. Oh, yeah. It's the van driver.
Well, he won't have the energy to drive up the hill.
What?
He won't have the energy to drive up the hill.
Here I am, car rested, ready and fully charged.
Breakfast, actual food, brown food.
Yeah. Well, professional racers do carb load, don't they, before races? So
Like,
you're sort of
like all athletes, carb load.
Yeah,
They don't lettuce load.
As I walked over, I saw you two and thought, athletes.
With the practice session complete, it was time to go against the clock. And for me, this was a problem. Because the rules said that in timed runs, I had to wear a helmet. No. No. Right, well, I can either drive like this with a helmet on, or... what the hell are we going to do? It was time to break out my genius. Lamborghini's got one of their test drivers here. He's about this big. What's your name?
Giacomo.
Giacomo.
Giacomo is the Italian name.
Giacomo.
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 Whatever. Don't worry, you look exactly like me. I'll tilt that camera down, it'll make you look taller. Be fine with a crash helmet on. Curly hair, same thing. You've got to sound like me.
All right.
So, Hammond, you
You're
idiot.
thirsty?
So, Hammond, you idiot.
You're pretty hungry, aren't you?
You idiot.
You idiot.
Exactly, because he always is an idiot, so you can always drop that in. It's a useful phrase. The other one is, this is the fastest car, pause, in the world.
This is fastest car post in the world.
Say it.
This is the fastest car post in the world.
With all that sorted out, James took his place on the start line.
This is the big one.
Douchebag. Yeah, you. Hit the wall, hit the wall. 1 second penalty for in the wall. That's right.
I'm sorry I didn't say anything. That was my concentrating face. That's the most I've concentrated for 5 years.
Then it was my turn.
Good boy.
Astonishing time on the score sheet, Hammond had it all to do, and we decided to give him some encouragement. Hammond?
Yeah?
Really, really big crowds here today, as you can see.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they know you're going to break the record here.
Well,
54 seconds.
54.
Well, come on, you're at 1,200 horsepower, you've been practicing all morning.
Yeah, actually, it is the most powerful car here by some margin.
Well, I can't promise to
It's the fastest car
win.
I've ever seen. Look at it this way. The whole of Croatia is watching this, knowing that you're going to do it for them.
In 52 seconds' time, you're going to be whatever the equivalent of a hero of the Soviet Union is, but in modern-day Croatia. They'll have a name.
Not just Croatia,
But
it's
no
the whole
spreading out.
Eastern European region.
Yeah.
You have got a lot riding on your shoulders, Richard Hammond. A lot.
You will be on a coin.
Thank you,
His
guys.
face will be on a coin.
Oi!
Or a stamp.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm quite nervous. I'm suddenly nervous. Okay, here we go. Give me your best shot, Rich. Yeah. Watch this. Go, go, go!
Oh my god.
I'm quite nervous. Oh, for God's sake. Come on, come on, come on.
What are you doing? No control. What the fuck?
Come on, keep going. Come on, this is it.
Got get fucked. Oh, oh shit. Wow, that was wank.
Okay, here we go. Give me your best shot, Rich. Yeah. Watch this.
Fuck off.
Right, we're all set. Come on, keep going. Come on, this is it.
I'm going. Hey, buddy. Have you been chewing the fuck out of this? Catch it. Oh.
I can't wait.
Oh, lovely. Who's that? Who's that, buddy? Who's that? Who's that? Look at him. He's well up.
Right, I have the times here. Are you ready? Representing the present day. The Honda NSX did it in 1:20.4. Okay? Representing the past, the Lamborghini Aventador did it in 1 minute 10.4. And this is the big one, representing the future. The Rimac did it in 1 minute 14.7.
Yes! I'm the winner! I am victorious!
Wait a minute!
The past!
You weren't even driving the bloody car!
Well, you were driving your car and you crashed it.
Yes, but I crashed after the finishing line, like a professional.
Hammond, when was the last time you went home after work not in an air ambulance?
When was the last time you took your own clothes off at night rather than have a paramedic cut them off in a field?
Now, hang on a minute.
You crashed after the finishing line, so our cameras weren't there. We had to get that clip from YouTube. That is not professional. That is selfish.
Look, I just don't know how it happened.
We do. We know exactly how it happened. History has taught us you can't drive in a straight line. And now we've seen you can't drive around a corner either.
Do you know what's a really remarkable thing about that crash?
What?
That car continued to catch fire 5 days after it happened.
What? Bursting into...
Yeah, spontaneously bursting into flames. And the reason is the accident damaged one of the cells in the lithium-ion battery. That caused a short circuit, it catches fire. But then that damages the next cell, so that one catches fire. And so it goes on. There are 8,000 cells in that thing.
So it's like a chain reaction. What do they call it?
Yeah, chain reaction. It's called thermal runaways. Bang, 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 and so it goes on.
I was all right. Thank you. I mean, it's relevant. Okay.
don't care. And anyway, it's time to end the programme with a conclusion to our very thorough test. And it's this. The future is very fast and extremely quiet, but a bit burny. And on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye! Are we ready, gentlemen?
Honestly, I don't know.
Is that the size of the drop, or what's happened to it?
You're looking at magnificence.
Help! This is bad! James says we've got to stop the fuel.
I hate you!
He doesn't like it. Bloody Nora.
Maybe leaking slightly.
What a moron.
You sank my limousine! I've lost one of my nose tampons!
This is not a particularly cultural thing to do.
I don't like the smell of tyre smoke in the evening. Oi! Get back in!
James! It's falling! Sideways in linen! There's no dignity in that, is there?
No.
Are we ready, gentlemen?
Honestly, I don't know.
Is that the size of the drop, or what's happened to it?
You're looking at magnificence.
Help! This is bad! James says we've got to stop for fuel.
I hate you!
Okay.
He doesn't like it. Bloody Nora.
Maybe leaking slightly.
What a moron.
You sank my limousine! I've lost one of my nose tampons!
This is not a particularly cultural thing to do.
I don't like the smell of tyre smoke in the evening. Oi! Get back in!
James! It's falling! Sideways in linen! There's no dignity in that, is there?
No.
we ready, gentlemen?
Honestly, I don't know.
Is that the size of the drop, or what's happened to it?
You're looking at magnificence.
Help! This is bad! James says we've got to stop for fuel.
I hate you!
He doesn't like us. Bloody Nora!
Maybe leaking slightly.
What a moron.
You sank my limousine!
I've lost one of my nose tampons! This is not a particularly cultural thing to do.
I don't like the smell of tyre smoke in the evening. Oi! Get back in!
James! It's falling! Sideways in linen! There's no dignity in that, is there?
No.
Are we ready, gentlemen?
Honestly, I don't know.
Is that the size of the drop, or what's happened to it?
You're looking at magnificence.
Help! This is bad! James says we've got to stop for fuel.
I hate you!
He doesn't like us. Bloody Nora!
Maybe leaking slightly.
What a moron.
You sank my limousine!
I've lost one of my nose tampons! This is not a particularly cultural thing to do.
I don't like the smell of tyre smoke in the evening. Oi! Get back in!
James! It's falling! Sideways in linen! There's no dignity in that, is there?
No.
Are we ready, gentlemen?
Honestly, I don't know.
Is that the size of the drop, or what's happened to it?
You're looking at magnificence.
Help! This is bad! James says we've got to stop for fuel.
I hate you!
He doesn't like us. Bloody Nora!
Maybe leaking slightly.
What a moron.
You sank my limousine!
I've lost one of my nose tampons! This is not a particularly cultural thing to do.
I don't like the smell of tyre smoke in the evening.
Oi! Get back in!
James, it's falling! Sideways in linen! There's no dignity in that, is there?
No.
Are we ready, gentlemen?
Honestly, I don't know.
Is that the size of the drop or what's happened to it?
You're looking at magnificence.
Help! This is bad! James says we've got to stop for fuel.
I hate you!
Okay.
He doesn't like us. Bloody Laura.
Maybe leaking slightly.
What a moron.
You sank my limousine!
I've lost one of my nose tampons! This is not a particularly cultural thing to do.
I don't like the smell of tyre smoke in the evening. Oi! Get back in!
James, it's falling! Sideways in linen! There's no dignity in that, is there?
No.
Are we ready, gentlemen?
Honestly, I don't know.
Is that the size of the drop or what's happened to it?
You're looking at magnificence.
Help! This is bad! James says we've got to stop for fuel.
I hate you!
Okay.
He doesn't like us. Bloody Laura.
Maybe leaking slightly.
What a moron.
You sank my limousine!
I've lost one of my nose tampons! This is not a particularly cultural thing to do.
I don't like the smell of tyre smoke in the evening. Oi! Get back in!
James, it's falling! Sideways in linen! There's no dignity in that, is there?
No.
Are we ready, gentlemen?
Honestly, I don't know.
Is that the size of the drop or what's happened to it?
You're looking at magnificence.
Help! This is bad! James says we've got to stop for fuel. doesn't like us.
Bloody Nora.
Maybe leaking slightly.
What a moron.
You sank my limousine! I've lost one of my nose tampons!
This is not a particularly cultural thing to do.
I don't like the smell of tyre smoke in the evening. Oi! Get back in!
James, it's falling!
Sideways in linen!
There's no dignity in that, is there?
No.
Are we ready, gentlemen?
Honestly, I don't know.
Is that the size of the drop or what's happened to it?
You're looking at magnificence.
Help! This is bad! James says we've got to stop for fuel.
I hate you!
Okay. He doesn't like us.
Bloody Nora.
Bilip. Hello, Bilip. What you doing, Bilip?